2, and I'll do the announcement. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Whatever It Takes Wednesday. Dan McCall here. This is episode number 26. We have an awesome guest on here today, Linda Trautman, and I'm going to go ahead and tag you on Facebook real quick while we're doing this to make sure that you can share it with your friends as well too, Linda. So bear with me for a second.
Okay.
If you're here watching live, make yourself at home, get comfortable. Okay, I'm tagging you right now. Awesome. I see a couple people liking the video already. You're giving me and Linda some love, some like, some love, some
Scott,
hit the wow button on us.
Awesome.
This is going to be
to everybody.
Awesome. This is going to be a great episode. I'm happy that you're the first girl on here, the first female guest.
Really?
So I believe so. Yep, you're the first female guest.
I like it.
An entrance. The Queen Bee.
Queen Bee, yes. Wow.
I just trying to put down my protein shake here. I just got done working out. You know, just being busy. I know you know about being busy, Linda. You know,
yeah, definitely.
To the next. I'm like, hey, what do you want me to put on here? Which things did you want me to put on here for your brand and everything? And wasn't sure if I'd even catch you for that.
And
I thought I might catch you last minute, like you'd be like talking to your employees and on the phone or something, and then you'd be like, "Oh, Dan."
I know. I've been waiting for this. I've been counting down the minutes. I've been, like excited. I was like, "Oh my gosh, I've never done this." What we're doing right now, being on live Facebook kind of thing, So I was like, I can't get this wrong. I can't look bad. I can't. All that stuff was in my head, So I was like super like, okay, I gotta go look. I gotta put some makeup on.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. I love that because that's like a little bit of nervous energy, and it's like it's good because it like magnifies your senses and stuff. You're like you're ready. You ever talk about that? Like think about that topic, like of like that kind of thing. Like it's like athletes and stuff like that. Like before they go perform, they're like ready, like all their senses magnify, and it's like it's good energy, like you know what I mean. Like I have nervous energy all the time because I'm always doing new things, always putting myself out there. When everything magnifies, and you're like you're actually sharper, So it's a good thing. I like that you say that because you're so like at the top of your game, you know what I mean. But like you're such you're like nervous. I wasn't sure if I was going to be, on there at the right time.
I wasn't going to be late.
Yeah, because you just see me complaining on Facebook about that, right?
Yeah, I was like, did I block? It's like, oh no, I mean, certainly wasn't going to do that today. Yeah, I love that. That really makes. An entrepreneur or family member or whatever it is, like just being on time, doing what you say you're going to do. That's right.
And say you're going to show up. I mean, I was just talking to one of my friends, my friend Paul Hutchins. Actually, I was talking to him about it, and it's like people wonder why they're not successful, or like they don't have a good brand, or they're not like they say they're going to do stuff and don't do it. It's like. It's just crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, that doesn't work for me. Nor does it work for anybody that I work with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Garth, you can share the link. You can share the link with others, buddy. Somebody's just private messaging me. Yeah. Feel free to share this video, guys. Feel free to share this video. We're going to share lots of value today. Mm-hmm. It's going to be great. I see you on there, Igor, Scott Radcliffe. You can see them on the right, Linda. See the comments. Right. So you can see the comments if you see anything. Anybody has any questions, anytime during this, any questions, I'm going to drop right here. Any questions? Feel free.
Yeah. Feel free.
Wow.
I can talk all day, right, Scott? He spent a lot of time with me in Tokyo and Baraka.
I know, that's great. We're like 15 minutes in and we haven't even started the interview yet.
Oh yeah, we have. We're just like, yeah.
That's funny. So my first question I always like to ask people is you know, who is Linda Trautman? Who is where you're from? If you could just share a little bit about that.
Well, my name is Linda Trautman, of course. I was born and raised in San Jose. I still live here, so I'm a native of San Jose, California, which is very rare. But I'm rare anyway. I don't do what most people do. I'm very out of the box, out of the norm kind of gal. And I am 65 years young and getting younger every day. I don't know what else you wanted.
That's great. That's great.
Awesome man. You know, he's 68. And what I keep saying is that we're this age going, it's the new 68 and 65 is the new 45, 48. Right? I'm still in my young years. I run with young people all the time, so I stay young, and you know, I love to have fun. I just it's been a year ago, you know, got me my little fast. Thank you to Scott Radcliffe, who helped me, and Scott Sodergren, who helped me get my Cadillac. I just absolutely love it, and I love driving fast, and I live in the fast lane. I drive in the fast lane.
Oh, I love that. That's great. You know, it's funny when you started talking. I started, for some reason, I started thinking of that car, and that picture of you in front of that car.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know why. I don't know why. We're probably just
on the same wavelength.
Like Napoleon Hill says, like he's like when two people are connected, they don't even have to speak, and they can kind of like their thoughts actually kind of go back and forth. You ever heard of that?
Yes.
I forget what it's called. There's like a name for it or something like that. I feel like I could just, you know, could just feel your energy. So yeah, that's awesome. I love that. You know, you're like, I'm in the fast lane, you know, 60 something years young. That's funny you say that too, because I always say, when people say how old they are, I always change it around on them. I'm like, oh, you're young. Oh, that's awesome. You know, because it's almost like a negative thing. Like once you hit a certain age, like to say old, you might as well just say young, you know, because that means you got life left in you. Because if you're old, it doesn't sound like you got life left in you. And
yeah, and
it even reminds me of this story. There was two women, real quick, if you don't mind me sharing a short story real quick.
Right.
There was these two women that were 72 years old, and one of them that it was time to and time to just, you know, get ready to like settle down in life and die basically. And then her other best friend, she was 72 years old too. She decided it was a good time to take up. So what happened with these two beliefs? One ended up dying like a year later. The one that said it was time to settle down, and the other one lived to a little over 100.
Yep.
And she climbed like all the mountains, like most of the biggest mountains. I forget what her name was. Some people are probably listening to me right now and they're like, I know this story and I know what you're talking about, but I forget who it was. But it just goes to show you, you know, it's just, you know, we're not old. We're as young as we want to be. You know what I mean? And
yeah. It's not. Not the age. I really get it's not the age. It's what's going on in your head, what's going on in your heart, what's, you know, how you know, healthy you're keeping your body, which I commend you for, you know, really taking care of yourself. Hey, Kellen. I love it. You know, it's really, I've learned over the last, since January, I learned about a whole new way of life, of eating, of healthiness, of being healthy. And Bill and I are both doing it. I went away for a month to, cause I had kidney failure. And I said, I'm not going to go on dialysis. I refuse to do that because being hooked to a machine didn't work for me, right? So I went to this place in San Diego called Optimal Health Institute, and I went there and learned how to heal my body with food. It rocked, you know. But yeah, so my kidneys have now come out of kidney failure. I'm not gonna, I'm like on the road to recovery. Yeah, I feel great. Yeah, I'm ready to go to 150 at least.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, gosh, it's so important what we put in our bodies, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of amazing. So,
I mean, I went over one of my family members' houses recently, and everybody there's in a horrible shape, and they had a party, and I was just looking at they had the snacks out, and it was like there was no bottled water there. It was all set Doritos. The only thing that was almost good was bread, and bread's the devil. They had like some rye bread, like with some dip, and I was like, wow, that's the only thing they got that's actually like something like real food. And I was like, this is crazy. It's just crazy, like how much people don't pay attention to that. So I'm glad that I'm glad you talked about that, and I'm glad that you're like have good self awareness, like, and you're doing something about your taking care of yourself,
yeah.
So because I want to spend the next.
A lot of knowledge that we're not aware of, that I never grew up with, Dan,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I went to this place, it was a whole new world of learning of what I've been doing so unhealthily, thinking I was being healthy, right? The Atkins diets, whatever, all of that kind of stuff. But wow, there's just, it's amazing how good you feel when you don't put anything in your mouth that doesn't rot in the refrigerator in 3 days. That's my new slogan for my health, that I don't eat anything that doesn't spoil in the refrigerator in 3 days. So if it's processed, if it's, doesn't go bad. And believe me, when I go in the refrigerator in 3 days and my lettuce is bad, I'm mad because I didn't eat it fast enough. Darn it.
Me too. I'm mad too when my lettuce goes bad.
Right?
I'm like, oh man, I got to run back out for this stuff. You think it takes more time, and it does take more time to eat healthy because you have to go to the store more often. But
yeah.
But just think about you just feeling 3 times better. Like that's like the outweighing part, because if you're anything like me, you actually get frustrated with eating healthy because stuff goes bad in the fridge, and you're like, man, like this is annoying me. I have to go back out and get some more food. I'm trying to get some work done too right now. I'm trying to hit this quota that I created. This goal for the week.
Right. I'm gonna have to share with you my
taken away, but what's that?
I'm gonna have to share with you my power greens that I drink every morning.
Yeah, I'll have to try it. Yeah, I like trying new stuff.
Right? I mean, it really keeps the brain fresh.
You weren't kidding. Yeah, I mean that's our thing too. Like a lot of I seen this meme on here, and it was connected to this article, and it was talking about how food will make you like unhappy. It'll make you depressed and make you have negative thoughts. Like if you're eating fast food all the time and stuff, it actually creates negative brain chemistry and actually makes you think negative thoughts. And then they're like living like this every day,
right.
And and then they wonder why why they don't have positive thoughts. That whole saying "you are what you eat," it's just so powerful. I mean, it's funny we went into this topic. I wasn't expecting to go into this topic, and it's a great reminder. It's a great reminder to me. Like I love doing these shows and talking to people that have good self-awareness like yourself, you know what I mean, that are really sharp people, because always get these great reminders like every time I do these things, because different people are just thinking, doing different things, and they're just they're powerful, So I thank you for talking about that, because it's just a great reminder.
I'm actually, because of it, because of how I feel today, right? It's, I'm like kind of become an advocate of it, because if you've ever watched the movie, it's a documentary, Forks Over Knives. It really brings you into an awareness of, oh my gosh, we're killing ourselves, right? And eating the type of food that everyday life that people eat, right? And yes, is it extreme to eat raw, vegetables every day and be healthy? Yeah, it's kind of extreme, because that's not the way the world has it, right? They're all about processed and fast foods and like stuff like that, So, but listen, everybody, really watch that documentary. It'll change your idea of how you're eating today. If you're eating fast foods and processed food, right? It'll scare you.
in a good way, right? It's good to be scared.
In a good way. It'll scare you away from that food. And it did me. I was like, oh.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. So thanks for sharing that. So I'm going to try to go into some of these next questions here. I got a whole little list of questions I wrote here for you.
Yeah. Tips, I
know. So Linda, what do you do? I don't know if this is a complicated question. I always like to ask anyone that's an entrepreneur what they do, because some of them struggle with it. Some of them don't. I think the e-commerce space is a little easier to explain, than some of the other internet marketing kind of, affiliate marketing kind of space.
Yeah. Well, they call me Queen Bee of Dropshipping for a reason, right? Because I'm, that's what I do. I tell anybody that I'm coaching, that I say to them, this is before you do anything, when you start coaching with me, I said that the greatest thing, this is what I want you to do. I want you to go out and buy yourself a lazy boy recliner so that you can do your business. That's basically what I do my business from, a lazy boy recliner. But because that it's sedentary, right? I get up every hour and go do something, right? So because sitting all day long isn't good for you either, right? But I do work out in the mornings and all of that. But when I do my business, I do maybe 3-4 hours a day. I take care of, my mom. I don't know if you're aware of it, but I have my mother who's 88 years old. She lives with me. She's in her 7th stage of Alzheimer's, and she sits next to me every day in her rocker, and I'm in my recliner working, and I am her full-time caregiver on top of that. So I had to have a business that I could, work when I wanted to, do what I needed to do. And if, I was doing a lot of traveling, before she became really ill. And, so right now, that's what I do every day. And I love my business because it allows me to, still be connected to people, because I'm a real kind of people's person. And when you're full-time caregiving for someone, you don't get out very often, but you know what, that this is the time for me to do that, because it's not going to be long before she won't be with me. And then I'll be back out traveling and, doing the things that Bill and I want to do, because we're both fully retired, which is, I fully retired him, retired from an outside job, right? But not from this, not from Amazon. So, but we both love it. So it's, it's actually has drawn us so close together, because we talk about the business. We move in certain directions. We, whatever we need to do, we talk about it. I mean, it's really, it's awesome to be in partnership with the person that you are, married to and love with, that you're on the same page. And I know people think, oh, how could you work with your spouse, right? But I love it. I mean, I love having them around. I love, saying, hey, I need such and such, or he says, hey, I need such. It's pretty awesome. We really do bounce off of each other, really well, so I super love it. I love, being able to be home, my brother's here right now, being with my mom because I'm with you. So I bring in family members to help out when needed, and I get to be with my brother, so it's become a real big family affair, which has been awesome, and I couldn't have done it. I couldn't be doing this and if it hadn't been for Amazon, if it hadn't been me, working on Amazon. As I say, I sell on Amazon. So if anybody ever asks me what I do, I say, I make a heck of a lot of money selling on Amazon. That's what I say. So it's been great. I mean, it's been a very, life-changing event for us, being able to do this. And I've met so many awesome people. I've had so many great relationships, and I couldn't be more blessed, really in my life with all of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Also, you hear that echo at all?
A little bit, not much. Sometimes you cut out, but.
Oh, okay. I was cutting out a little bit too. All right. Seems like it's good now.
Okay.
So, that's awesome. I can really relate to that too. Like with my fiance, same thing. Like I love feeling like a team, It's like a lot of people have these negative, it reminds me of, a lot of people have these negative sayings like, the old ball and chain. And, they use these names that are like very disempowering for their relationship, like instead of like, my partner, my best partner, or my best friend, or, my best, my best business partner is my husband or wife, or, what would I do without them? Like more empowering stuff. Like, what I mean? People say so many.
I totally agree with that. I say that all the time to Bill. Gosh, what would I do with it? I just don't even know where I would start without you.
Yeah.
Like that.
That's great. You're good at gratitude, I could tell. So, you wouldn't believe it. I just got a Facebook message about that Jaden Smith person again today, just now.
Really? He's had more.
Unreal. That guy is something. He does. I'm trying to hire him. I know you got a pretty big team, too, right? So he seems like a clever individual, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. How come we didn't think of that? Oh, God.
So anyway, next question here. So what got you into entrepreneurship? Was there anything that triggered it? Was it something, were you always an entrepreneur? Did you ever work for someone else? Like
never worked for somebody else. It's interesting that you should take me back 40 years with that question. Because that's how long ago I started, and it was my brother, another brother. I have 3 brothers, by the way. My brother Mike, my dad was an entrepreneur. He started us all out thinking that way. Always saying, never say that you can't do anything, right? So he owned his own grocery store, and that kind of trickled down. So my brother Mike, he started MLMs, and we were only 2 years apart. So if you think about it, 40 years ago, he introduced me to my first MLM, and of course I joined because he was my brother and he was going to show me the way. And I've done so many different programs through my lifetime, finding the one that I was going to really make a lot of money at and be able to do what I'm doing today. And it wasn't until you know, a friend of mine, and I was like adamant I wasn't going to do it because I was working with Empower Network, right? Blogging, and I loved blogging. I didn't make a dime doing it. But I loved it because that's when my whole world just like opened up for me because I really loved, blogging. And then Bill had found out about selling on eBay and to a friend of ours. And I said, he didn't really mention to me that he was even doing it, but he always enjoyed, doing stuff on eBay. As a matter of fact, we used to go on and do those, on eBay where you would sit at the computer and you'd put your bid in on something you wanted to buy. That became crazy. I became like absolutely crazy. I said, I need to stop doing this because I was buying things I didn't even want. I was just there for the challenge to win. Right? And I'm like, wait, I didn't really want that, but I want it anyway because I was like, I was just quick at the trigger, right? So
yeah.
that's kind of really what kind of got us started about. And we started selling stuff on eBay, and then of course, I said to Bill when he said, it was like hilarious because he had joined under this whoever he was joined under, and then I had heard about it from another side where Jason, and actually Christian Henneke, right? So I started laughing because he didn't tell me that we were already signed up, and I'm like, oh. But I wanted to be under them, so I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, because he finally had to come clean. He had been doing it for a month without me knowing it. So I said, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it this time. He goes, well, you can blog, but we're going to do this too. He goes, we have to do this. So that's how we really got started in, really 3 years ago, doing, we started with eBay, then we went to, Amazon, and the very first event that we went to in Las Vegas was the very first day that we made our first sale on Amazon. It was really crazy. I'll never forget it because it was just like, wow, we made a sale. All right, on Amazon. And we're at an event for, to learn about how to it was a DS domination event. So, and history, that's when I met Jason and went from there. And, now I'm on my own and I'm loving it. But my brother started me back 40 years ago to become an entrepreneur. I never worked for, I've always worked for myself. So never out of the house. I go, man, I've been in a cave for a long time, but now it's like, from this business, I'm able to travel because I get to take my business with me, right? Anywhere I go. So if I choose to go, right? But I don't have to do that too much because I have a really awesome team. Really awesome team.
Yeah. How many people do you have on your team? Do you know off the top of your head?
Yes, there's 17 of us. Okay.
Nice.
So we've been hovering between 17 and 19, and but they just take care of it. I have my second child, Cassandra. She works for us, and it has been one awesome relationship. It's kind of nice to be able to have your kids to, help you run your business and be just as excited about your business as you are. Not just your husband. Now I've got my child, one of my children. The other two, they snub their nose at it, but that's okay. They have their own careers. I'm good with that. This one just she says, I never wanted to be like my mom, and I'm just like her. So, but she's been amazing. She's been absolutely amazing. When Bill and I go travel or go somewhere, she handles the business completely.
She's able to hold the fort down. Yeah.
It does.
That's good. That's good. It's hard, like in the drop shipping space too. It really is nice to have, just a couple, American employees too,
Yeah.
because they can really,
Yeah.
there's just always a little bit of hurdles, with the people overseas. I noticed that. I always like to have at least one.
And I do actually have, I actually have two American employees. So my daughter and then a really good friend of hers. And, it works. It works really well. That way we can step back and we don't have to worry about, payroll. We don't have to worry about anything. We don't have to worry about inventory. We don't have to worry about orders being filled. We don't have to worry about customer service. We really, or our listers, our listers just list. I mean, they're phenomenal. They keep us at, well, we're at 300,000 a month, so, which is pretty good, for us right now. And not that
Yeah, it's great.
yeah. And I wasn't looking to do that. I mean, I was just looking to, in the beginning, when I first started this, I said, well, if I could just make $40, I would be good with that. Why is that? Why only $40? Because I never made any money with anything else that I read. So I was like, $40
Yeah,
would
so
be
you're
good.
thinking smaller, right? It's like you're thinking smaller, like, and then you end up like reprogramming yourself, like, oh, wait a minute, there's another level here. I didn't know that I
Right,
can even do this. I didn't
right,
believe it,
right. Well,
So,
he said, no million. You can't work with me unless you're going for $1 million. I said, fine, I'll go for $1 million. I don't even have a clue how to do that. That was so far away from me. And we did it, with
yeah,
months of the business. So obviously it was in
no,
there. And
yeah.
Bill goes, can we stop this? Can we slow this train down a little bit? Nope. Can't do it. We're throwing more coal on. It's like, have you ever tried to stop a train that's going 90 miles an hour? Nope. Yeah, nope. Can't do it. So it's just been like
Love
that
that.
since, right?
That's a good metaphor too. Once you get up that speed, you know what I mean. It
Yeah,
can't be stopped.
exactly. You can't. You really can't. I mean, it's just like, and then it becomes, it's not greedy or anything. It's just, how do I tweak this to make it just a little bit better? I mean, even, I mean, it's not just a dollar, but it was, what really, Dan, I think that what really pushed it so much for me is it wasn't anything about the money that we were making, or it was about the jobs that we gave to the people in the Philippines. That's when it became, how can I make my business better so I can bring more people on, so I can help
Yeah,
more people in the Philippines, right? I mean, that's what
yeah,
really drives me. It's really not about how much money that the company makes or anything like that. And yes, but it's the people that we help. I just love to be, my team is growing, not just, in team members, but they're all having babies even, and they're saying
yeah,
this is the next generation of, our company. It's like, that's how our team members feel, right? So,
yeah,
yeah, it's truly amazing. And the very first time ever, when my first, couple that we hired and we paid them the very first time, she came online and she showed tears, the face, emoji face with tears. And I go, what? Why are you crying? No crying. There's to be no crying in my company, right? And she goes, no, 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 you don't understand, ma'am. You don't understand. She said, first time ever we buy milk for our child. Then that's what it became for me, right? It wasn't really about the money.
yeah,
What can I do to have more children have more milk instead of, being sick, right? So, yeah, that became my mission after
yeah.
that. Now I have 17 of
I
them.
know. I know. Like, if you think about it, it's like money's nothing. It's just paper. Like, important. Yeah, of course it's important. Just like oxygen, right? Like the Zig Ziglar saying, like,
Yeah.
it's very important. But it's like that fulfillment. The material things are fun, but but fulfillment is a whole different thing. You know what I mean? And when you're like I was like thinking about, one of the questions on here is like, why do you do what you do? And you just kind of, you kind of just touched on it really well, so that's amazing. You touched me there, and just, I want to just continue to change people's lives too. I have I have an employment. I don't know if you do this or not, but I have a Facebook group. I think you do a Skype group, but I have a Facebook group. I have like 50 something. I have like 50 something like VAs working currently, but they've all been through training, and I actually help them find jobs with other Amazon sellers that I'm coaching, and that's what I use that Facebook. They add them in the threads where I have training and stuff, and then they start going through training, and then when I'm trying to help a friend get a virtual assistant, I go tap into I have my own network, just like you probably have your own network too, like of people like that, So that's one of the things that feels really fulfilling to me as an entrepreneur too. It's the same thing. That's another reason why I decided to get into why I decided to create a course, into to do coaching and stuff like that, because just having the store is it's cool, but but the fulfillment part is in hiring people, teaching other people how to do it, helping people, really genuinely helping people, right?
Right. That's me. That's it. That, you know what? I could do that all day, every day, and just let my team take care of my store. I conquered that, right? And now I know it so well. I help other people do it as well as I do it, right? And I've had a huge amount of success in that, and like you, yes, we do the same thing. We do, and another thing that I talk about when a person hires a virtual assistant, we call them virtual assistants, but once they become on your team, we use their names. We don't call them virtual assistants when they're on our team. We use their names. As a matter of fact, we have meetings, every 2 weeks with our team, and the thing about it is that, and no, I use GLIP because I need to see my people, right? That work for me, and each one of them has their name, and sometimes I'll not say their name right, and I give them a new name, and then after a couple of, everybody laughs, and then then the next week they come on and they actually change their name to the name I call them. Because I have somebody that his name was Shriek, and I'm like, and right out the gate when I saw it, I thought it was Shrek, and I was like, I go, and so that's what now everybody calls him Shrek, is because so now he puts that into square Shrek, and everybody just laughs, and we have great fun, and so I have like little nicknames for all my people, and we just laugh, and there's so much loyalty, and they're so awesome to be around. They're great people. They're just really great people. That's
awesome.
Yeah. And being able to be invited to their wedding. We just had a couple that got married, and we were there live with them on GLIP. Right. We got to share in their day, it's really awesome. And they didn't ask us for anything, just to be there, to be a part of their life. Right. So now we have to go to the Philippines so we can sign their marriage certificate, because they put us on their marriage certificate. I'm like, okay, that's a good way to get me there. But
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's been awesome.
So inspiring. So you touched on so many of these questions I want to ask you. So I'm going to skip a couple of these questions. Like what is your why? You have a nice size staff? Like any staff managing tips? Like you're going into 2-week meetings? Like what you do, what the tools you use? I'm like she's just flowing here with everything. So it's awesome.
We know what it works,
awesome.
Right? Yeah.
So here's my favorite question that I ask. Were you getting ready to say something?
No, I was just going to say tool wise, to meet with, my team, we use GLIP, which is, and it actually has Zoom, connected with it. So we get to see them. It's a little bit, and we can record our sessions, right? So when I do coaching, I do it through the same thing, Zoom, which is GLIP, so they're on my GLIP channel. So when I'm, and so I record everything that I do with them and
it's called GLIP, like GLIP?
Yeah, GLIP. Yep.
Okay. I'm just going to drop in the comment thread as a tool recommendation.
It's an awesome program. And pretty much, so glip.com too, Dan, but, it's really, you can assign tasks, you can, put your calendar, connect your calendar to, it just does everything. It's pretty awesome. So it's a good tool if you want to, manage your teams. It's a great way to manage your teams, and I'm in it all the time. So nothing gets, if I want to go look for the orders, when the orders teams are working, I can see what they're doing. I can see what my customer service is doing, what messages they're, so if I want to check on I don't even need to check anymore. It's fully, it's crazy. When I get on in the morning, there's like 580 messages I need to look back on. I'm like, dude, you guys were all talking, but it was all business. If I look back, it's all business, So it's a really good way for communication with your team, and they get to build, their relationships with each other as well, because then I have one big channel, so it's pretty awesome. So
yeah, that is awesome. That's going to be helpful really helpful to some people out there that are drop shipping and probably have like one or two VAs and they're looking to like get even better and get to the next level and stuff like that. I think.
Yeah.
So here's. Oh, God, I'm sorry.
No, I said it goes big. You can go big with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you want to go big.
Yeah, and manage. So.
Very good. Very good. So here's like my favorite question I like to ask every time I do this show. So if you could go back in time and give yourself advice when you first got started, what would it be? So Linda Trautman is able to get into a time machine, and you're able to give the old Linda Trautman advice for like when you first started, like to having success with this stuff. What would you tell yourself? And the reason why this is a great question, obviously, is because it's good for someone that's like a beginner or something like that, or wants to know, what they should be thinking, right?
Right. Well, the greatest thing is, the biggest thing for me was, don't ever quit. Don't ever quit on yourself, because, keep really, striving for yourself. What is the next thing that you want to know? What is the next thing you want to learn? Don't ever stop learning. Don't ever quit on yourself. Don't quit on your business. Don't quit on anything. Just keep, really pushing yourself to the next level. Because if you don't, and I'll, let me say what it was. I had a vision board. Give me a second. I want to show it to you really quick.
Okay. Yeah. Bring it up.
I am. So I made this vision board, and this is what it looks like. Can you see it?
Yeah, you can hold it up a little bit better, a little higher.
Okay. How's that?
I see it.
Can you see
Pretty
it?
Good.
So it's a vision board. So I have like money over here. I have my reason whys. I have my family. There is a cruise ship right up here in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to take, my dream was, and this was a vision board that I did 40 years ago. I want you to know. And when I did this, I wanted it, one of my dreams was beyond freedom. Why? Family. We are happy and healthy, right? These are all the things that are on my family, contributing to the quality of people's lives. And the cruise ship was, my dream was to take my family, my entire family, and pay for all of it on a cruise. And I was able to do that with this business. Now, if I had quit way back when, if I'd have quit on myself when things were the darkest and the bleakest, and sometimes those things do happen, right? I mean, I became a single mom and was single with 3 children and had to make a living for them for 10 years before I met Bill. And if I'd have quit on myself back then, where would I be today? I wouldn't be here. I don't know where I would be. I'd be sorry. I'd be one sorry soul. I wasn't about to do that. There's no way, right? So, I mean, have I been broke in my life? Yeah. Did I have to? Did I do a bankruptcy? Yeah, but I never quit. You know what? And even when I started this business, it was like, oh gosh, Dan, I was like, I had to borrow money from my mom, literally, to do this business because that's where I was at, right? And I just no. So the whole thing about it is never quit. Look at, keep yourself motivated. What's going to get you up out of bed every morning? What is going to get you up, get your feet on the ground and be excited about is what I kept saying to myself. What do I need to do to stay excited, to stay motivated, even in the darkest hours, right? And there would always be that vision board, right? I saw that still hangs on my wall, even though that every single thing on that board has been completed. Now I have to build a new one.
Yeah.
When I completed that had me going for 40 years, believe it or not. That's how it got me out of bed every day, because I had that, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't go under my covers and hide, right? I had to make it happen. I had to really go down deep, and just keep saying, I'm doing this today. I'm doing this today, right? I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I know I can. I know. And now I can. And now I have, right? So that has been that. If you do anything for yourself, for any of you, anybody, don't ever quit on you. Don't ever quit on what your dreams are. Every time I bring a new person in to coach them, the first thing I say is it's time to take those dreams off the shelf, dust them off, and live them. Right?
It's powerful.
So with that, I mean, how exciting is it? It's giving me goosebumps because, people...
Yeah, you're giving me goosebumps. I'm totally inspired. Like, I almost felt like crying there for a second. I was like, my eyes were all watering because it's, you're just talking about a lot of real stuff, like it totally relates to like want to take, I always wanted to take, one of my dreams is I always wanted to take my family like on a vacation, like pay for everybody and stuff, just like your thing there, and I think that dream board you have is like a trophy now. It's like a plaque, it's an extreme life achievement. Like it's like way more valuable than any piece of metal or gold, or like it's just like I mean, it's so that thing you just shared is so powerful, and it really inspired me and gave me goosebumps and made me feel emotional, about it, just hearing you talk about it, because I can relate to your feelings, and I love what you said you shared about, I love what you talk about, like when you start taking on a coaching client and tell them to dust it off, it's like
dust those dreams off, take them off that shelf. Time to live them.
Yeah. It's like you're just like that's a nice pattern interrupt too. It's like almost like a smack on the face. Like, all right, it's time to wake up now.
That's right. That foot on the floor and make you want to live your life, and it's got to be that big. It's got to be that much. And right now, because I want to keep. This is what I'm doing right now is that I want to keep my mom home until the day she dies. And right now I'm working to have 24-hour care for her to be cared for and me to oversee and be her daughter, not her caregiver. So that's what I'm working for right now. Now, am I going to give up on that? Oh, no, I'm not. Right? So that gets me up. That gets me to the next level. What am I looking for? What's going to be next? You know, and not that I need anything next, but what's going to add to? What's going to make Amazon better than it is today? Nothing else other than I want to have full-time 24-hour care for my mom so that she's safe always when I'm sleeping, by the way.
Yeah.
You have to sleep somewhere in there. So.
Yeah, it's not. So I'm going to go to this next question that I have here. You touched, like I said, you touched on a lot of these questions.
You didn't know I was going to just answer everything for you, right?
Yeah, you're answering the questions. That's how good you are. You're not only the queen bee in drop shipping, but you're the queen bee in answering questions before they're asked.
Well, there you go.
So here's a fun one that I like to ask all the time.
Okay.
Is there anything about you that not a lot of people know that you could think of?
That's funny. Yeah, that is funny. Probably not. I'm a pretty open book, you know. And I know that I love to flirt and I love to play. And by the way, I do take my family every year to Disneyland and pay for them every year too. By the way,
well, yeah. That's something that not everybody knows. I'm sure. Like I didn't know you did that every year. You know, like clockwork.
We've done it for the last 3 years, every year since I started this. That's what we do. And we're already booked in for December this year. That's what we're doing. Our whole family is going to go to Disneyland for a week. And we're staying in the most awesome hotel. And it's right across the street from Disneyland, so we can walk there. So, yeah, I told them though this year we can't do an 18-hour day.
Oh yeah, Disney trips. They're the back-to-back park days. They can be tough. Yeah,
it can be, especially on somebody as young as me.
I know a lot of people that don't get to go to Disney all the time are probably thinking like, okay, yeah, you real struggle there. Back-to-back park days, right? But you do got to space them out, get a pool day in between there, where you could sit down and relax.
Right. That's what I said. But I said, I get to go in the jacuzzi this time. It's not going to be, which I love. I love swimming too. That's another thing to do. I love to swim. And, I do an aerobic class, 3 days a week at a gym in a aqua pool, so with a group of women and men too. So, and I'm always trying to outdo the men because I'm men related because I was raised with 3 brothers, right? So I'm super competitive, which is probably, I don't know if people would know that about me, that I really am. I'm a quiet competitive person, right? I mean, when I see something I want to go after, I just go after it. And then when I get to what I want to get to, or if I beat, Scott should know this one, because whenever he and I used to play that way with each other all the time. So he would be coming after me and then he would do better than me. And I say, okay, I'm coming after you. So that kind of it's a fun competitive, right? And I love it. We had the most fun doing all of that, right? Until he moved to private label, and then I didn't go that direction. So now he's beating me other ways, but it's all good. I'm coming after you, Scott.
Hey, I can relate to that too. It's like that friendly competition. It's like the law of attraction thing too. It's like the people you associate with. You're like, oh, you're starting to get ahead of me in the race. I gotta catch up. Like it's better to be the person that it's better to be in the back of your friends, because that means you're gonna have to grow. You're gonna have to catch up.
Yeah. Scott, you're right. Thank you. But I mean, it really has been, it's been a wonderful journey. And has it been all roses? No. But guess what? I never quit.
Yeah. I love that because I just heard somebody talking about, I forget what the quote was, but it was like, if you don't quit, by default you're going to win, So
Absolutely.
if you don't quit by default, you're going to win, So yeah, baby, you can just go ahead and go without me. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. So
But I don't believe that though. You're as good as I am too.
yeah,
And you had to work hard to get there because I was
yeah,
ahead of you in the beginning, right? So
yeah.
I love you. I love you, Scott. I miss you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. He'll be on here in a few weeks too.
Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to come and harass him.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you can just come on there and just troll him the whole time while he's talking, right?
Yes, exactly.
So here's a question for you. We're almost at the top of the hour. I got just a couple more for you. Do you have any book recommendations that stand out to you?
Yeah, I just recently, and I loved it. I just recently read Jump, which is it's by Steve Harvey, right? And I really see myself in that book because if I hadn't have jumped, right, and joined what I joined, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So it's a great book by Steve Harvey. Um, and of course all the ones that, that we've, all read in the past, Think and Grow Rich and, GoPro and, but, and yeah, I've read so many yeah, right now they're not behind. They used to be behind me, but I took them off the wall and put them in another room because there just got to be too many for this wall back here. That's fun. But the most recent one and the one I have really related to was Jump. It's because if you don't jump, then you're going to be stuck where you're at.
Yeah, that's great. That's great because that's a great book recommendation just by the philosophy itself right there on the front. On the front, if you don't jump, because
Right.
I always say that. I mean, it's like people are like, they're ready to jump, and then they get chicken out, and that's like,
right.
And that's the difference between like having what you want and not having what you want. It's like right there. So.
Yep. And it's amazing. Look at Steve Harvey today. Look at how successful the man is. And
so real quick, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
so
no.
since you've been reading that book, do you feel like you have a better awareness of that philosophy of jump? Because that's what a lot of books do. They help you have a better awareness to whatever their philosophy is. Usually, like, do you feel like you're jumping quicker? Like it's easier for you to say yes?
Yes.
Like
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because right now I really, for my business, I want to bring another stream of income in, but different than drop shipping. Not that drop shipping isn't good. It is. It's fabulous. But, private label. But there's something else I'm working on right now that I'm super excited about. And I had to jump to even be on, and it was like this, Dan. It was like I didn't have time to even think about it because he said the webinar starts today, which was yesterday. It starts today and it's going to go for 5 days and you have to join. You have to do it right now. And it was like right now. And I had to I said, whoa. So I had to hurry up and rearrange my whole schedule. And I jumped into that webinar.
Yeah, that's great.
Right?
That's great. That's probably great advice to somebody.
Yeah, it was a split instant. Right now, you have to be on this webinar. I'm like, dude, I've got a life. Okay, right now. I jumped, right?
Yeah.
I loved it. I was like, okay, so there it is. Working in my life, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Love that. That's a powerful short story just attached to it. So how can people? So you have coaching services and stuff like that, and this is going to be like downloaded and uploaded and put on my YouTube channel as well. What are some good ways for people to get a hold of you, Linda? So how can people find you?
Well, I'm on Facebook. I've just recently launched Legacy Consulting Team, so you can find me on Facebook there, in my Facebook group. And being on these awesome calls like with you, right? I've got a Thursday night rolling out something new. I can't talk about it yet, but it'll all be on Facebook, so I'm super excited. I'm on a gag order. I'm like, that's so hard for me to beat. I was like, really? I have to what? Be gagged on this? You got to be kidding me. But it's all good. It's all good. Everything for a reason, right? Which is another thing I live by. Everything for a reason. But again, it'll all be on Facebook. So keep an eye out. Thursday it rolls out a new my new coaching program.
Very good.
Super
awesome.
Excited. Super excited.
Awesome. Well, I just want to we're at the top of the hour here. I just want to thank you so much for coming on here. I'm so grateful, and you always inspire me so much, and I know that you inspire a lot of people. You truly are. What's that?
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for allowing me to, be me, be myself, to share with you, and you share back. And I'm super excited to see that you're being healthy. It's just a great, I love it. We're on the same wavelength. We'll keep sharing.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. And and this last quick question here, it's just like a closing thought type of deal. Do you have any like last words of encouragement for anybody out there?
Oh yeah, jump.
Jump. Beautiful.
Just jump. Yep.
Jump. I love that. So, all right. So thank you, Linda. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Whatever It Takes Wednesday, episode number 26. And I look forward to seeing everybody on the next episode. And be sure to follow Linda. She's tagged in the video post here on Facebook. And we'll see you on the next episode. Bye for now.
Bye.